sequence. That was just the editors had found this footage of us when we had shot the web series. Bobby and Kurt, they edited all of that together. Jay and I had nothing to do with it. We literally showed up on set and they told us what to shoot. That literally doesn't have any VFX. It's not like
I don't think the organ's on.
Really?
Try the organ's off.
Somebody will come and turn it on.
I think it might be a whole thing.
Oh wait, that's the guy who would know. That's your organ.
It's a no-go.
It's a union issue.
It's a big deal for the organ to be on.
It's key operated.
But you know what? One day we're going to be back here in this very same theater and we're going to really go ham on this.
In another decade.
Yeah. When we do the grumpy old men version of Nirvana the band, we'll do a live Q&A with the organ where we don't even take any questions at all.
It's a little bit like this, but without an organ.
Yeah. Kind of like this. Okay, let's just. No, I wanted this. No, this guy is like.
Yeah, bitch.
I had a look at this. He's like, this is called a Q&A, right?
When you're shooting this, when do you ask for permission and when do you ask for
I was going to get to that. You think you're the only person with this kind of information to stand up? I've got an original question for the movie I was watching. How much of that was planned? The answer is, if we were trying to get permission to do any of this, it would never happen. The whole trick of shooting this way is that we shoot so much and we shoot so much in public, and because you guys, as I've just admitted, only see the stuff that winds up working, it seems like, oh wow, it's like everything they do works. 90% of what we shoot doesn't work. 90% of the time we're getting caught or thrown out, or in the case of the second version of this movie, arrested. Like, that's not the road trip, that's the first version of this short story. When we go in with the parachutes, and Jay and I have the parachute behind our back to go through security, you are watching in real time the movie being rewritten by that security guard. We had already shot us sneaking into the Sky Dome and shooting all the rest of that story, where I announced the show in front of everybody, blah, blah, blah. We shot it. Got in so much trouble doing it. The security guard, this moron, is like, doesn't even notice the parachutes. He says, these wire cutters. I'm like, yeah, we can't go in with these, right? He's like, no problem. Go ahead. And so Jerry and I are now in the CN Tower going, well, now what? I guess we have to follow through with this stupid skydive thing. And it took months to figure out how to do that, just because of how that security guard behaved. So that's a good example of if we had called the CN Tower and been like, hey, we have a pitch for you. You let us penetrate your security, illegally jump off this nationwide tourist service that people love to go to because it's so safe. We show just how fragile and dangerous it could be, and the benefit to you is exactly nothing. Can we do it? And that version of that story is basically what we'd be asking everybody, every location, everything we did. So the reason we justify it to ourselves is because we know deep down we're not trying to either mock anybody or really make anything look like bad. We love our country. Believe it or not, Jay and I sincerely love the CN Tower. Believe it or not. A lot of Canadians, but have you guys been to Portland before? Anybody? Do you want to know what people from Portland hate? The TV show Portlandia. They're not happy with it. If there was,
Well, it's a little more of a roll their eyes.
well, sure. That's a lot of what it's like when we scream this.
When we
movie in
scream
Toronto.
and we're in Canada, this movie gets a little bit roll their eyes.
You Americans like it way more than Canadians. And I think it's because you view like our country and all this stuff as like almost like your own. You're asleep and you dream our country. You know what I mean? It's not quite real. It's like you can do things like the police won't arrest you. You shoot somebody. You just get a time machine and fix it. Like, it does seem like our country is your goofy dream that you wake up from and go, oh man, you won't believe what I dreamt. Yeah, okay. We'll answer one more question. Just so you know, we can't see anybody. This person in the green green right there. Yeah.
Will this get a physical release?
Well, it's funny. Neon bought the movie out of South by Southwest, and we get asked this all the time. I was going to get to this next after this. Yes, for the first time in our lives, a company is like fully doing a full release. Now, to do one better, they also bought the rights to the TV show. And so not only will we be getting a physical release of this movie, which is going to be unbelievable, and we'll contain, I need to warn you, like some of the stuff we're going to talk about on stage, not all of it will be in like the deleted scenes of that DVD, because a lot of that will be in season 3 of the show. But there are also, I imagine, we're going to do a release of the Webseries too. You guys will know. We love that show. I'll tell you a little spoiler for season 3 if you want to hear it. And that's that you guys have already watched 10 minutes of a season 3 episode. Do you want to know what it was? The last scene of the movie where I run downstairs and say, hey, I got an idea, we'll jump off the CN Tower. And Jay goes, Matt, why don't we jump a little earlier? That's the opening scene of episode 7 of season 3. We go early. You see what happens when they jump a little early. And of course, what's so great is that it closes the loop of the movie, because Matt has no idea that's all this shit happens. But Jay does. We were talking about this the other day.
Jay psychologically killed someone.
You didn't psychologically kill him. You shot them literally in the head.
He's wearing that weight.
This is what we were talking about yesterday. It's amazing how easygoing Jay is after this brutal of a peer, basically. Because his big concern is, okay,
Maybe we'll go back.
we go back in time 3 days. And even in that flashback where he's like, maybe I don't know, kills. And that's where he's at, you know? Anyway. So the answer is yes, there will be a physical release of this. I don't know when it will be released, but it'll be a banger. It'll be all kinds of great The soundtrack will have to be completely replaced, all the copyright stuff, scrubs right there. Yep, yes. Yes.
Well,
Hi.
you guys do a lot of homages and references from very small to just a poster to something huge like a picture piece Back to the Future. What's something you guys have not done yet? You guys are like, it's in the pipeline, or you just want to pay homages or make a reference to it that you haven't done?
You know, I hope that, it's a little bit giving away, but one of the efforts that we had in the first effort of this movie was, yes, this road trip movie that was a confederacy of dunces / talented Mr. Ripley homage. And it is too sweet not to manifest into reality.
If you've seen the movie, I play Philip Seymour Hoffman, Jay plays Matt Damon. We do it all. We literally do it all.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Like you really can't deny it.
It's too delicious. And we shot a lot of it in New Orleans, where you can imagine
I know.
it was really, really delicious.
So we're dying to be able to finish that. Anything else? I don't know what comes to mind.
I can tell you one that you will get to see when you see this movie in theaters. Watch all the way to the end of the credits, because we change this movie all the time. This version that you guys watch is like 6 months out of date. Don't feel bad. It's good. It's small. You're gonna get to see all kinds of new shit, but the ending, originally the idea of this movie was, okay, we're gonna make a time travel movie, and we knew Back to the Future was gonna be the centerpiece of it, but in our normal style, we were also like, okay, but it needs to have like a primer subplot, and we need to do a huge chrono trigger subplot. and those things slowly got peeled away because it just became too complicated. But in the theatrical release, at the end of the credits, there's a huge chrono trigger. It's like that you'll get to see, and that's something that we wanted.
And way to go, by the way. Just some of the reactions to that.
You're so fucked. Way to go on some of the reactions. What happened to you? We split up about 4 hours ago. I went my childhood, you guys know the Dirties? The guy, Ben, are you here? Ben, where are you? So, my childhood best friend, who the character Owen is based on, is right there. Stand up there. And so Ben and I went to dinner, and Jay,
What did I do?
Jay went to dinner, and this is a different Jay. Something happened to Jay. But I saw another hand up at the back, and I should get to that.
Let's take
But
some more.
we're going to take some more questions. Okay, yes, okay, sure, you're playing with something. Yeah, go ahead. Look at it.
What is it? Look at it.
It's okay, it's a Jamie McCarrol album, it looks like, right? Let's see. Oh, okay, so this person's #1 Spotify top listen globally of the year is Jay McCarrol. While they're figuring this out. Sure, I'll answer another question. Look at these young people here in the front. How about you? Oh, Jesus. This question was how did we specifically decide what to reference in 2008? Like what would be good and what wouldn't be good? It's actually an incisive question because the truth is, this was very hard. When you think about like what is around in 2008, there's not that many options. Like we knew it had to be that GTA 4 poster with the girl. We knew that it had to be The Dark Knight, and we put up a BlackBerry poster just because we thought it was cute. But then after that, literally, and this is like all of our friends hanging around trying to think like, so what else do we do? We kind of ran out of shit. And that's when we were looking at, okay, well, what got released like around there? By the way, The Hangover comes out in 2009. and the footage that you saw was all shot in 2006. And so we were trying to find like a middle ground between those two things. That's why the marquee outside of it's a different theater, but why it says sneak preview The Hangover, that's our way of justifying it. Like Toronto got it. 3 months early, they decided to come do a market screening of this huge comedy hit. They didn't know, they wanted to test the family. But after that list of references, we really ran out of stuff. And so what we relied on more than the posters and things like that were the fashion. And we had all this old footage from that era of like the scene people walking around and the girls with like the skunk dyed hair that was super flat ironed, and we were like, you know what? The goths. We're like, this is gonna get us 90% of the way there. And I think because Matt and Jay have a way of, like we said, it's 2008 so many times, and we thought, well, that's enough of a special effect. These guys are saying it's 2008. Like when I pulled down the whiteboard in the RV and I go, we are trapped in 2008. It just seemed like that was enough. We ran out of stuff to be like, it's 2008. So
But some of that footage really is 2008.
I'm not denying that.
I know.
It's pretty cool. Folks, we better hurry up. Yes, right there. Yeah.
So, Nirvana band's been around since, 17 years.
2008.
For so long, if in real life you guys could go back to 2008, is there anything about Nirvana band you guys would change?
Yeah, well, I think you actually see what we would have changed in the movie. But I can answer the question with the work because Nirvana the band is trapped in a temporal lock, right? You know what I mean? The characters don't change, but what we change about the show answers that question. Like the Vice show is a complete reimagining of the web series, and the movie in some ways is even a reimagining of the show. And so what we would change is the way that we make it, but it's so hard to explain that. Like, I think we're just older, and so what we're interested in is changing. We've had to, I'll tell you, vulnerably, I I did not want to put this web series footage in the movie. I haven't watched the web series since we made it, and for me, even though the editor who really forced me to do it, Bobby Upchurch, who's not here, was like, "No, you have to. It's like so important." I am really embarrassed, not by the show, but by the way that I specifically act. And this is gonna sound weird, but I look at myself and I can see that I'm kind of doing a broken impression of Steve Carell from The Office. Because I'm so young, I have no idea what I'm doing, and because of that, I don't get the experience that other people have when they watch it. Even the opening scene of this movie with me doing all that nonsense, I have to like look away. Like I can't. It's like I'm looking in a corrupted mirror.
Yeah, but like you're still like you. Though.
I don't believe truly that I am.
That's just. I know, but that's just like you're hung up on some of that stuff. But like you're still you the whole time.
Yeah, sure. I am embarrassed by it.
Yeah, sure.
I like it all. It was really fun.
Okay, that's right here.
We can't keep asking questions for this whole section.
Yeah, this section right here. This is the best section.
Right after this, we're all going to this person's house. And Jay is going to play on the electric
Yes.
organ.
Okay, that's a yes. And next question.
Okay,
Over
the
this.
person with the hat. No, the person with the hat.
Yeah, sure. Person
Holding
with
up the
hat.
hat.
So, my mom just heard about you guys today. She actually had a fantastic idea. You know the hat scene, slow motion hat?
Yes. Well, you where it's going past the
Where it's
fire?
like mats.
She
Croat.
thought Jay was on the piano, like playing into the next scene, and I just thought that'd be like an awesome in-person viewing of maybe a
What
scene.
the hell is that? I don't mean that negatively. I mean, what are you actually saying? That's definitely not good stuff. Okay, so what's the statement?
Piano,
Yes?
slow
No, it's all
motion
acting,
hat
it's all-
scene.
Uh-huh.
He's there in person playing the piano, like putting his foot on and doing
This is weird.
So remember, this is not coming from him. This is his mom. So he's literally the
We
messenger.
are in trouble here with this one.
I don't think so. Go ahead. What is the pitch that in the movie Jay is on Queen Street in disguise playing the piano, or it's in the music box in Chicago? Huh?
It's just for in person. It's just
But you already know we can't turn that on. What? I'm telling you, this whole section is banned. So,
Exactly that. Yes. Yep, you.
Two quick ones. At the time of the web series, did the Rivoli know you existed?
no.
Okay, and then the second
Yes. No, during the web series.
The web series, yes.
What? Think maybe by the very, very, very end.
A little bit though they did.
But how are you using the term "know you exist"? We live 3 blocks away from them. We ate a restaurant.
You know, the macro answer is we have never really
Existed.
we've never really been in cahoots with the Rivoli. Like we have sometimes like gone into the Rivoli, been underneath the Rivoli. But like they really have never worked with us fully.
And their ownership has changed.
Their ownership has changed.
So it's like, as the new owners come in, I'm sure they hear about this and they're like, what? Although I will tell you, after the screening in Toronto, the entire front window turned into Rivoli merchandise. Where they all of a sudden started printing hats and shirts that it had never done in 60 years. What was the second question
The
though?
second one, for the GoldenEye episode, did you ever watch Ryan Lockwood's Streets 112?
That's an absurd question.
No, that's good.
You know the answer with base the episode.
It's all over the episode. Yes, he's sinking down in his seat.
Just to be like, haha, I know the reference. If you haven't seen this, I will tell you what this young man knows, and that's if you go home tonight. On YouTube, just type in Streets 112. And you will be treated to one of the most unbelievable
How many
pieces
of you will
media
actually do this?
you've ever seen in your life. And it was so inspiring to us that we said, we're going to make an entire episode of the show based on this clip.
We're talking about a time trial run of a certain level in Nintendo 64.
And it's an MRRL time.
Hey!
Yeah. Ian Mark roots in. Yes, you in the middle. Yeah. Oh, this is Ben Taylor's mom. She's a baby. You can stay standing up. Great question. So when I was a kid, Ben and I went to a special school where mostly what we did in class was build, paint, and play Warhammer. Totally serious. And Ben's older brother Jer had a huge collection of Warhammer 40K. We were only playing fantasy at the time, 6th edition. And we would go to Ben's parents' house and play Warhammer every weekend. And Ben became a real centerpiece of this group of friends. He was like the ringleader. We would all go to his house and play Warhammer. And it was my first, I'd already been playing Magic cards, but it was my first introduction to like this kind of social game where you could get together and min-max these things. And I credit that with 50% of my personality development. So while I don't have anybody to play Warhammer with anymore, I wish I did. All my friends think it's lame. They in fact, even when I tell them about it, they're like, what? I don't even get it. Why? Yup. Jake. So no, I can't play Warhammer anymore, but the Warhammer lives within me. That's beautiful! And much of that is over to you. Yes, beautiful.
We're both film students. We're at DePaul University.
These are 2 film students from DePaul. This is an amazing school. If you guys, I once spoke there after the Dirties. I went and spoke to the film program, and I was like, what is this place? This is an amazing school. Is it nearby? Is that what's going on? Yeah. Oh, it is? Okay. Well, yeah, you're very lucky.
What's the advice you have for aspiring filmmakers?
So this question was, these are film students, and they're wondering what advice is for aspiring filmmakers. And I'll give you, my bad. They look a little better than him. Let's see him pronounce aspiring. Me? Oh. I got some advice.
So here's how it goes. So,
I've got to tell you guys,
what?
This has not happened before.
What?
We've been on this tour for like 2 months. This is literally I've been asked to give advice to film students.
Yes?
So,
Go ahead.
here's the advice.
I've got some advice too.
And you can all
Wait for mine after this one.
By the way, this is exactly what it was like when we shot Wednesday. It was literally this exact dynamic. Watch the deleted scenes, you'll see what I'm talking about. So, my advice to any filmmaker who's like young and being like, oh, filmmaking is so intimidating, it's this. The secret, in my opinion, to having any shot at making something that breaks through is that you need to figure out what the context of you and your life is that gives you an advantage. If you've seen the Dirties, what I had was I knew nothing, I was inexperienced, but I loved my friends, and I had these passions that I really understood deeply. And I really had I loved being a student. And I thought, okay, but I have no idea how to make movies. I have no
You were part of the band. That's
yeah.
all that you had behind you.
Great, okay, yes. Yes, but my point is that resonantly, I decided I would make a movie about a person who doesn't know how to make movies, who wants to make movies, who lives in the exact situation that I'm in. And by doing that, every decision that I make is truthful. And it's the kind of thing that, let's say that you were to give the exact plot of the Dirties to Steven Spielberg and $100 million, he couldn't actually do it the same way he did. Do you know what I mean by that? But I'm saying that each of you in this room, believe it or not, has that contextual advantage in your own life. You just need to figure out what it is. And answering that question, what can I do that a Hollywood filmmaker with infinite money couldn't do better than me, is the answer to that question. Even though that maybe is intimidating, it actually grounds it to something you can hold in your hand. It means you need to stop looking out or looking at movies where you're like, oh, I want to make a movie like that, or I want to be like this filmmaker. You want to look in and be like, okay, so who am I? Like, what is it that I actually care about? Like, where do I live? Like, what street am I on?
You can't be wrong.
You can be wrong about it, but you can be wrong in a way that nobody else could be wrong. And the other secret is you need to just keep working on it forever. The Dirties we shot and edited over the course of 2 years. This movie we shot for 200 days. We shot a whole other movie, then scrapped it, then shot it again. We're still editing this movie. I think. I would say it's maybe an unique energy for a hype man to come in. People in Chicago, encouragement to go out and make movies. Let her rip. Anyway, that's more questions is going. We got like at the back. Go ahead.
When you guys were here filming during the Chicago Marathon,
Hell yeah.
do you remember runners stopping?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was you?
Will you take responsibility for me not getting the time I wanted?
Let's have prove it. Prove you even know it. Let's see you run on the field a little bit. He's going to be exhausted in 3 strides.
Just a few strides.
You gotta do the loop. I recognize him. You grew a mustache. I know the footage because oftentimes when people will come and see us and be like, do you remember me we shot with whatever? It's remarkable how at first maybe we won't, and then we'll be like, oh wait, yeah, I've seen your face like 500 times. I know exactly who you are. I have inside jokes about you. I deeply know you. Which happens a lot. I'm sorry that didn't make it to the movie.
No, yeah, it was just.
Check out season 3. Yes. We have to cut it. We gotta cut it. Okay, then you know what? We got we'll do one final question. Final question. Okay, this person waving the disc. No, that person waving their arms in the air in the orange hat. Is that a fake question? That was fake.
Well, he's coming at us right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to fight us. Okay, yeah. The person went crazy. Yes. Yeah. Whoa. This is crazy. No, hell yeah. What's the question? Are we friends or fans? We're friends. Luke Lalonde has been a friend since we have made the web series. And Jerry,
We were friends before fans, to be completely honest.
yes. Yeah, we love Luke. And the whole reason, what she's talking about is the young man with the beautiful face who gets shot. I shoot him in the head. And the whole reason that we decided to shoot Luke was because, and I was there when it happened, I don't know who said it, I know it wasn't me, but somebody said it should be Luke, he has the most beautiful face. Well, it's true. Chicago, we have to go. I'm so sorry. This is David. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. I want to say, it was no